In today's video, I'm going to show you how you guys can catch a 4-hour short on the S&P with a break and retest, right? So let's start off with the analysis of this trade. So we go into a higher time frame such as the M15. Here in the pre-market, we had the support level right here. So we had two options. My game plan basically was if price comes into the support level and starts to reject this level and shows me that aggressive buyers are stepping into this level, I'm looking for buys. Okay, that was my first scenario. And the second scenario was if price would strongly break this with a lot of aggressive selling and a lot of weak buying, I would just wait for a break, then a retest of this level, and then target lower. Okay, and obviously for targets lower, I do have some levels down here. But obviously, as we retested, we had still already quite a move upwards that started from the bottom here of the low of day. I came into this level, so I was pretty happy with targeting just this low of day, as you can see on the M1 time frame. So right here we go. So as you can see, as price broke this and had a quick retest, went all the way down here to the 6603s, basically the 25s. So I knew that if I would be entering in this range right here, in this level, that targeting either this low or this low, I'll be more than happy with those RR. Okay, so as you can see here on the candlestick chart, we had multiple double tops. Okay, we had one high, then another double top, then here a lower high, and another double top. Okay, so three double tops and one lower high. So as you can see, price was a little bit tricky on the book map, as we'll get to it in a second. To enter, everything was pretty volatile, very quick, and every pop basically that was with aggressive buying, as soon as I saw aggressive selling, I wanted to click the button multiple times, like right here and also around here. The price just went so quick down every single time on the book map that it didn't really give me time to enter. But then finally, by the end, I actually did have some time to enter, and I decided to enter with a bigger stop loss, 7 points, which doesn't look so big, to be honest, on the chart. But for me, 7 points is to the bigger side because I usually would enter with 3 or 4 points. But lately, I've been using a little bit wider stop loss, like 5, 6, even 7 points, and it's been working really well for me, to be honest. I have a little bit more room for error. Yes, sometimes I will have maybe a little bit drawdown, but generally my entries I don't focus too much on having that sniper perfect entry, even though this kind of looks like a sniper entry. But being like trading with a bigger stop loss actually helps me have better entries because I'm more relaxed mentally. So in the end, I end up with better entries than I used to have before. So let's go on to the book map now and look at this entry confirmation right here. As you can see right here, price came into this broken support. It's now potential resistance for the first time, and it's making this first high. So now we'll click on play and we'll see what happens. Okay. So as you can see, we see aggressive buying here, making this double top. It's making a higher high now, so I still didn't want to do anything, even though this would have been a nice confirmation. I didn't want to do anything because of this higher high that was being made. So now I would be waiting for a lower high to be set with aggressive selling. As you can see, you can't really see that yet. Not here. See still aggressive buying. A lot of aggressive buying, making that double top again. And I'd be looking to enter. I'd be looking to enter. I didn't really see anything because you can see every drop just goes very, very quick to the downside. And also it's not very clear of this aggressive selling because there's still a lot of aggressive buying. And all the selling that I saw wasn't to the stronger side. So that's why I didn't want to enter too quick. And then some aggressive selling stepped in over here, but then, I thought or over here, and then my stop loss had to be way too big. So I didn't want to do that. So I was just sitting out. But you can see that this area right here is holding. So I'm still waiting for that lower high to be set somewhere here or this double top, and then see aggressive selling at the top as well. So I can actually have a decent entry, at least around the 34s, 35s, right? Price is just going down. At this point, I was like, okay, damn, I might be missing out on this trade. Then luckily, price comes back up and gives another entry confirmation. So price is just stalling a little bit now. Okay, finally making that push again. And by this point, I'm like, okay, I just probably should enter somewhere right here in this area and just use a wider stop, which is what I did with a 7-point stop loss. Let's just wait and see if we can get an entry. Price is returning again back upwards. Nice little push. Let me slow it down. As soon as I saw aggressive selling over here, this is where I went like, okay, I should just get in. This level is holding, and let's just use a wider step. And you guys can see how volatile this is because I'm only in a 2x speed. Even if I go on the first speed, which is real-time speed, it was actually very volatile. Price is moving very, very quick, as you can see, very aggressive, which is quite nice to be honest to be trading. Still aggressive buying. Some aggressive selling. This is where I enter the market short in this area right here. When I finally saw, I clicked with my stop loss 7 points around the 34.50s. This is where I entered, and then price finally starts going into this direction and leaves this range finally. And as I'm in this trade, entry around the 34.50s, I'm already 6 points in profit. Then I'm looking at targets, and I obviously knew in my head that low of day was a good area to target, which was this area right here. As you can see, we also had this bid right here right below, which was still like 3 points below, and I didn't target that. I just targeted low of day, and luckily I did that because as we took out low of day, then we had quite a retrace upwards, but then later on we did hit the 6600s, but it just means that I would have been in the sell position for a lot longer, which is something I don't really like to be in a trade for too long. I like it to be quick. Usually between 3 to 20 minutes is my average that I'm in a trade for. So let's speed it up a little bit and know that our target low of day is right here at the 6605s. Price is moving nice and aggressive to the downside finally, as we finally saw that aggressive selling. Obviously now if you zoom out, you see some aggressive selling here, which also would have been a good entry, but that was also the 34.50s or 25s, so same area. But as you can see, it wasn't that easy this time to enter this trade. Yes, there were many double tops, and you can see some weaker buying sometimes. There was also a lot of aggressive buying and not much aggressive selling, and every time there was some selling coming in, it just went straight down very quickly, so it doesn't really give time to enter at a decent price area, so you can have a not too crazy big of a stop loss and skew your risk to reward. Okay, so where I entered at the 34.50s right here, this price range right here, I still had a 7 point stop loss, which is quite big, but then obviously I was targeting this, which was over 30 points, so that was a very, very big move. And it went pretty quick, to be honest. As soon as I entered, obviously I could have entered earlier, and that would just mean that I'd be in the trade a lot longer. Now you can see price is just consolidating a little bit, building volume, and then we'll see another drop very soon. So let's just speed it up a little bit so you guys can see. We had a little bit of a retrace, nothing to worry about. Stop losses at break even. Now we're just waiting for our target to get hit. If you zoom in, you can see how price is just ranging up and down, and we see on the edges, weak buying. You see some weak selling as well here at the downside, but generally speaking, you see selling is more aggressive and buyers are actually trying, especially here. Buyers are trying, but they're not really going anywhere. They're still pushing price down. We see these little pops, but that fail, which is a good sign, and then we immediately see it sell off, get another pop. Cannot go anywhere, immediate sell off back to the downside very aggressively, and we're almost at our target here at low of day, 6603.50s, and there we go, we finally hit it, and we actually hit this 6600s as well. So all in all, pretty good trade. Just it took a while to find a good entry. Then we had a nice first reaction once we entered the trade, and then we had to sit a little bit through this phase of consolidation and just waiting, and it's hovering close to our TP and it doesn't hit it very fast. So this is really where you can test your patience. Okay, but obviously if you have a good entry and your stop loss at break even, there's not really much to be worrying about. Obviously if you wouldn't move your stop loss to break even and it returns, then obviously you'll be getting nervous and you think, okay, I might be getting stopped out if it goes a little bit further. But obviously if you stop loss at break even, well, there's nothing to worry about. Worst case scenario is you don't lose any money. It's just a break even trade. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap. It was a pretty clean trade, to be honest. Low of day was definitely a good target for a little over 4R, and it took some time though, this whole period of consolidation, entered at 433 and was out here at the about almost 30 minutes of a trade, so a bit to the longer side, but you know, all in all, still fine. This was pretty much the only opportunity this day that I had, and it's important to stay patient. If you have this clean level, know before the market opens, have your game plan, know what you want to do. As you can see, there wasn't really any buying, it was just aggressive selling, and on the book map as well, you can see a lot of aggressive selling, no aggressive buyers stepping in, no sellers getting trapped or slowed down. So price was just kept on dropping, made a small little retest, kept on dropping, and that for me obviously was a confirmed breakout when it was already over here. So then all I just had to do is wait for this level to get retested, see some consolidation, some positions loading up for a potential sell. Okay. So yeah, pretty textbook trade of a break and retest of a failed support level during the pre-market, and just a very easy targeting low of day, or you could have targeted obviously also the 6600s close by for a little extra gains, but I'm still very happy with this trade. So anyways, if you had any value out of this video, let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments down below as well, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.